Welcome to Click for IB Biology. We are studying topic D3.1, reproduction. And in this video, the first video, we're going to compare asexual and sexual modes of reproduction. There's a PDF of this presentation that's linked down into the description. You can annotate that with your own notes as we go along. And then why not take the 10-question quiz, which is at the end there. The answers are provided so that you can check your understanding of the theories. So let's take a look at these two modes of reproduction. So in biological reproduction then, we have the asexual reproduction mode and the sexual reproduction mode. So let's make a comparison of these two. Asexual reproduction, binary fission, this is in the bacteria. This is the method of asexual reproduction for bacteria. There's the replication of the nucleoid single chromosome and then a simple division with one of those chromosomes going into each of the bacterial cells. In the eukaryotic cells, those with a proper nucleus, it's necessary to go through the cycle called mitosis, which we deal with in other topics on this channel. And that involves the DNA replication of linear chromosomes and ensuring that the chromosome number for the cells produced remains constant. The cells have no genetic variation because of binary fission or mitosis, and as a consequence of that, they are regarded as a clone, being genetically uniform. Any differences between the individual cells is a consequence of random mutation in the individual cells. By comparison, the mode of sexual reproduction results from the different biological genders producing gametes, and these gametes are the male produces male gametes and females produce female gametes, and typically these male gametes and female gametes, they are described as being haploid, and this is haploid as well, in that they have a single set of all the chromosomes of that species. This is produced by a process called meiosis, a form of cell division called meiosis, studied elsewhere on this channel. And meiosis characteristically has the segregation of alleles, sometimes known as Mendel's first law, the independent assortment of genes, known as Mendel's second law. We see the phenomena of crossover occurring during meiosis, and combined together, this is what creates the tremendous variation which is seen in male gametes and female gametes as part of the process of asexual reproduction. And that variation, often quantified broadly in terms of 2 to the power n, where n is the haploid number of chromosomes. I think it's actually slightly in excess of that because of crossover. But this variation in the offspring results from random fertilization of sperm cells with egg cells and the re-establishment of the so-called diploid number of chromosomes. That's 2 sets of chromosomes, and random fertilization itself adds greatly to the variation in the population, broadly calculated at 2 to the power 2n, where once more n is the haploid number of chromosomes. So that's the number of gametic cell, the number of offspring that 2 individuals could theoretically produce without recourse to considering crossover mutation, which may also occur. And hence, in sexual reproduction, the variation, the genetic variation, is very broad. We might characterize that with a simple, very quick sketch of the characteristics on this axis and the frequency on this, and we would be expecting broad distribution of characteristics here, a large standard deviation, whereas the clone from asexual reproduction typically would have a very narrow standard deviation for the measurement of that characteristic, and such variation as there is can be attributed to random mutation. So sexual reproduction, to finalize, is noted by producing tremendous variation in the offspring of the gametes, and one can relate that back to other topics on the course, and most particularly natural selection and the mechanism of evolution. In the next video, we're going to go on and take a look at the gametes which are produced, their structure, and their position within the life cycle. The playlist is on the right-hand side, and a chance to subscribe to the channel in the center. Thank you for listening.